Yo, what is good, world? It's your boy, Calvin Leroy King, the third, back with another lower third, brought to you by none other than This, That, and the Third, the lifestyle show that gives you life. Literally, topping off our new news segment this week is none other than Happy New News Year to all y'all new news out there. That's right, it's 2024, or as I like to call it, 2020 more, aka the year of Kobe. BKA, Black Mamba year, FKA, whatever the you want to call it. So whether you're old or young, smart or dumb, fat or skinny, got tig old big, or just them little bee sting titties, this is your year. Claim it, own it, and do your thing on it. From January to the ball drops, let your nuts hang, bang, and swang, and be sure to do your mother thing, whatever that thing may be. Be sure to be the change that you want to see in your house, at your job, and throughout your community. And if there's anything in your life that ain't making you better, then you better get rid of it, them, or they, and replace it with something that's going to help you become your good, better, and ultimately best self. Do that, and you'll truly be living up to the Mamba mentality. Anyway, moving on to entertainment. Now, while I could take this time to talk about Joe Coy seemingly bombing as host at the 81st Annual Golden Globe Awards ceremony, although in his defense, he did only book the gig leading into the holidays just prior to year's end. Or about how Jonathan Majors' old Coretta Scott King fiend himself is now breaking his silence after being convicted of harassment and apparently assaulting his now ex-girlfriend during an ABC exclusive interview with anchorwoman Lindsay Davis. Or how about how the Jim Harbaugh-led Michigan Wolverines won the college football national championship in dramatic fashion over the University of Washington Huskies? Nah, instead, I think I'll take this time to ask the question that's been on everybody's mind to start the new year off. And that question is, man, what the is up with Cat Williams? Boy done went on Club Shay Shay and got on niggas. Pause. He was on there dropping bombs over Baghdad on damn near everybody. And I do mean everybody. He went in on Steve Harvey, Cedric the Entertainer, Ricky Smiley, Faison Love, Gary Owens, Kevin Hart, Michael Blackson, Tiffany Haddish, Earthquake, Diddy, his own daddy, and who could forget about old Jonathan Majors' old ugly ass? And there may be a few I'm forgetting. But then, on the flip side, he showed hella love to Bernie Mac, Shannon Sharp himself, and DL Hughley of all people. Now, I will say this. When DL performed in Chicago for New Year's Eve, he definitely did comparatively better than Cedric the Entertainer, in my opinion. And while I'm still not exactly sure what started all the beef, apparently it was what Ricky, Steve, and Sid respectively said during their own appearances on Shannon Sharp's podcast. But I'm not sure if it was that bad to warrant the type of response that Cat gave him. Either way, bro had damn near a 3-hour roast session at these niggas' expense to kick off the new year. And given the fact that right after the podcast ended, which is quickly approaching 30 million plus views and counting, by the way, this clever little nigga announced that he was going on tour effective immediately. And the name of said tour is the Dark Matter Tour. And if this podcast episode was any indication, this light-skinned mug is truly a dark nigga. So I guess we just gonna have to wait and see who else old boy puts on his hit list in the coming months. But if there's any lesson to be learned here, it's definitely the fact that when it comes to standing on business, or at least speaking your truth, ain't nobody got shit on Money Mike. And when he's tired of your presence, you are indeed dismissed. And last but certainly not least, and everyone's favorite topic on Lower Thirds, which is none other than relationships. Lisa Bonet, aka Denise Huxtable, former Gordon Gartrell stylist, officially files for divorce from husband Jason Momoa, aka Aquaman, BKA Steven Adams, after 2 years of separation. I guess she had to make sure she ain't want that old thing back. Also, with the recently released Epstein list now made readily available to the masses, expect to hear hella more divorce rumors in the days, weeks, months, and possibly years to come. Either that, or Muggs just gonna have to bite the bullet and choose to stay with the little freaky body head person that they married in the first place. And lastly, but certainly not leastly, have y'all heard of the term thruples? Well, if not, there's no need to get all imaginative. It's exactly what it sounds like. Not a couple, which is two, but a thruple, which is more than two. Apparently, it's becoming more and more popular among younger generations as our society increasingly moves away from traditional monogamy towards polygamy, while simultaneously giving the shift cute and clever names like thruples. But here's the kicker. Thruples is said to only work, or at least work best, when we let go of our fears that other people may be having a better time with others than they tend to have with us, or perhaps even just a different time. Either way, while this trend definitely sounds like a vibe, living it out in real life may be easier said than done for some, especially if you get jealous easily, can't seem to mind your own damn business, or if you tend to live your life out of fear instead of love. Either way, what do you think about this new trend? Can you get with it? Is it like that? Only a sexual thing? Or are you straighter than straight on trying to keep up with the Joneses, Combses, or the Kiss Me Through the Three-Way Phoneses? Be sure to tune in to This, That, and the Third this week and every week to hear our opinions and to share yours as we discuss these topics and a whole lot more. Literally. Well, I guess that about wraps us up for today's Lower Third, brought to you by This, That, and the Third, the lifestyle show that gives you life. Literally. Be sure to check us out whenever you're on your favorite social or streaming sites by searching This, That, and the Third, with the third spelled I, like the Roman numeral 3. Once again, it's been your boy, Calvin Leroy King, the third, and shout out to my lovely co-hostess with the mostest, with Pieci, the one and only. And we are the Undisputed King and Queen of Chicago Podcast. Check us out.